Well, we know that one of the fundamental principles in Buddhism is impermanence. And of course, our difficulty in accepting this principle is something that is certainly the source of much suffering. And while I would say that suffering is too strong a word for what I'm experiencing right now, I would say that I am experiencing a great deal of disappointment and I would say also unhappiness about something that has evolved in relation to the YouTube system that Google operates. I've been very grateful and frankly kind of amazed at the ability that I've had over these last 5 or 6 years to upload many, many videos consisting of buku gigabytes of memory or whatever that I've not had to pay for and that have been available to you as listeners or viewers without the interference of any advertisements or commercial kind of elements. And of course, I've made the point early on that I was not monetizing my channel and had no intention ever to do so. Why? Because this is a labor of love for me. But unfortunately, what I noticed within the past couple of weeks is that there have been ads that have showed at the beginning prior to some of my videos. And again, this has been disturbing to me to see this because I had made, frankly, an explicit indication within the settings of YouTube early on that I was not wanting to monetize my channel. Well, as I probed into this and dug a bit deeper, I discovered that basically YouTube has changed its so-called terms of service. And I'll read you the relevant sentence here. It says, "You grant to YouTube the right to monetize your content on the service, and such monetization may include displaying ads on or within content or charging users a fee for access." Well, this was a bombshell and apparently was incorporated into some terms of agreement that were dated last year in 2020. And that this would be kind of a rollout. And I don't know what the algorithm is that will determine, which videos or when they would be, plagued, if I can use that word, by ads at the beginning. These ones that, some of them you have to wait them out 10, 15 seconds and then they go away, or some of them after a couple, 3, 4 seconds, you can skip them. But still, such a nuisance and such an annoyance and such an interference with the kind of meditative frame of mind that I'm hoping that that many of my videos can elicit in listeners. An especially problematical aspect of this is I've specifically designed my playlists in a way where it's been possible for a given scripture, say a sutra or a set of recitations, that they are linked together, and each one may be only 2 or 3 minutes, but that by playing them within the context of the playlist, what you could do is just sort of listen to one after another, and after one was completed, the next one would come on. Well, if there's going to be an ad at the beginning of each one of these, to use the vernacular of my mid to late 60s quasi-hippie-ish era in my life, that would be a bummer. So anyway, I've looked into this and I don't see any way around it. Now, a particular person such as yourself listening to my videos, you may have some options. One, unfortunately, may be YouTube Premium, which of course costs money, and I think then a person could listen to videos without any ads. But short of that, there are different kinds of so-called ad blockers. The thing of it is, I think it's kind of like in the Cold War. One weapon would be developed, and then a defense against it would be developed, and then another weapon would be developed, and blah, 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 and so on and so forth. So anyhow, I think, for example, with the one called ad blocker, Google may have already implemented defenses against that to nullify it. So, I don't have any recommendation in that regard. If you can find one that works to keep ads from showing up when you watch videos, that's cool. But you may have to rotate through different ones of these Chrome extensions or whatever software applications they are which again I'm not knowledgeable about, to basically trick Google into not requiring you to deal with these ads. The other thing I'll just throw out there is that I certainly will be exploring the possibility of other platforms on which I can upload my videos. Right now, I don't know of a good alternative, and I won't mention some specifics about what I've discovered as I've thought about that, because again, I don't have any announcement to make as to what I'd be doing in that regard. But I will say, if there's sort of a glass half full perspective, and this was shared with me with someone who's close to me, she said, well, think of it this way. The fact is that it does cost money to upload these videos for somebody, namely Google, to be incorporating them onto their website. And the fact of the matter is, we here in the United States, we live in a capitalist society. So some way or to other, that has to be paid for. And so maybe this is the price we pay to have access to a platform, to a site where we can share the Buddha Dharma. We can give these recitation experiences to others to listen to and to benefit from. And certainly many people have benefited from the videos that I'm uploading. I get a few criticisms, mainly for my pronunciation of Sanskrit, but I routinely get very positive comments from people who clearly have benefited from the work that I'm doing. And again, it is a labor of love. I don't want anybody to think that I've tried to profit from this exercise, because I certainly haven't, and I never would. But anyhow, that's the news. And so impermanence is, in fact, the nature of reality, and this is an element of impermanence that somehow or other we need to accept and adapt to as best we can. With that, I'll just say, Namo Mita Boots, Namo Mita Boots, Namo Mita Boots.